Hey yo, what is going on, you guys? Alright, so, I gotta say, I had a completely different pre-intro to the intro because I thought I was gonna think a certain way about this movie. Even though I still kind of think of it that way, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So I kind of already telling you what I thought about the movie already. But since I don't have anything else planned, let's just go. Let's just go ahead and let's roll the intro.
Hi, I'm Albert.
Hi, I'm Danny.
Hi, I'm Jazz.
Hi, I'm Toby.
Welcome to Gamer State.
Star Wars Rogue One, a Star Wars story. All right, so I gotta say, guys, I watched this movie. I went to see it with my buddy, and wow, I have got to say it was pretty good. It was actually a pretty good movie. Now, don't take that, for you fanboys who are probably watching it out there. I'm not hating on the movie, and even though I will get into a slight little rant in a bit, but this movie, comparing it to the last one that we saw, which I will talk about, better than the last one. So let me get into that little rant. Let me get it out of the way already. All right. What is it with Star Wars right now? I think Star Wars is going down a really bad road. Okay, other horror movies do it, and it makes somewhat sense. But I think it's bullshit that they do it because they're just cash cowing off of a franchise, and the franchise knows that it just wants more money. It wants to leech us dry, and that's what this is. This movie it's a cash cow because Star Wars knows it has a built-in audience has built-in fanboys that will watch this movie guaranteed opening night no matter what the weather is, nothing, and they will make plenty of money on opening night on its own. That's what this is. That's what this movie is. It is a cash cow. Because, in all honesty, even when I watched the originals and I watched the prequels when they originally came out, I don't ever believe any one of my friends ever said, you know what, I wonder what happened between this movie and this movie, because it doesn't really seem to connect. Never. I've never heard anybody say that. I've never heard anybody wanted a movie between, I think it's 3 and 4. No one. I've never heard it, but it's whatever. I think, and from what I understand, from what my friends have been telling me, is that there's going to be more side stories. Do we really need them? No. I think the trilogy, or the trilogy that Star Wars tends to come out in every couple years or so, that's fine. That is fine. Stick with the original story. Just keep it going. Don't stray off the path. We don't need this. We don't need this elaborateness. We just don't. All right. I will talk about this because I need to bring it up. In the originals there was a Death Star. In the prequels there was a Death Star. I think in the originals the Death Star was finished. In the prequels it was being built. I get it. Why was there a Death Star in the freaking Force Awakens? Didn't need to be in there. And I gotta say, yes, there is no spoiler. There is no spoiler. It's happening in between the franchise. Yes, there's a Death Star in this movie. Alright, but have we had enough with the Death Star? I mean, am I the only one? Am I the only one that feels like, you know what? Enough with the Death Star. We've seen enough of the damn Death Star, okay? Yes. The originals, prequels, this movie, and then it's The Force Awakens. Even though The Force Awakens is technically, people want to call it's not a technical Death Star, it's a fucking Death Star, okay? It's just built up to the size of a fucking planet, alright? That's just it. The rage is strong in me right now. But anyways, the villains need to just stray away from the Death Star. I mean, it's failed every time. Let's see something new. Am I the only one that wants to see something new? Let us just show us something new, please, Star Wars. Just show us something else other than the Death Star. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, now we got the little rant out of the way, let's actually talk about this movie. The characters, I will have pictures going through already. they're pretty good. You know, the acting is good, but I won't say that it is excellent. The acting is not excellent, it is, you know, good. The main characters play off each other fairly well. You can feel like the chemistry is kind of forced a little bit, and there are parts of the movie where I was tending to look at my watch, even though I don't have one right now, but I was looking at my watch a couple times and I was like, you know what, this scene's a little bit slow, but it's exposition, so I understand it. There was one point in the movie where it's right off the gate, and they want you to get emotionally attached to these characters. I was not emotionally attached to these characters. To the two main characters in this movie, boom, boom. Yeah, I was not emotionally attached. I think at one point I was. But then my brain switched on, and then I realized, yeah, I kind of know what's going to happen in the end of this movie, which I will not spoil. But yeah, I am no longer emotionally attached to them anymore. If I was emotionally attached to any one of these characters, I was emotionally attached to the robot in this movie. The robot was probably one of the biggest successful things in this movie. I mean, yes, everything else was like, it was good. Like, this is the whole movie. It's like, it's good. And then the robot's like a level above it, and it's just great. I mean, even though that level of AI that they have going on in that robot is a little bit scary to think about, but you know, it worked off very well, and it kind of brought a well-balancedness to the movie. The CGI and the cinematography was great, but holy shit, hold on one second. The CGI, I gotta say, right when this movie opened, I was like, whoa, what the hell happened to the budget of this movie? Because when it opened up, I swear it looked like the CGI that they used to like shoot the shots of space, like just plain space. It was like nothing else in there, just a couple stars and like one planet. It looked really, really shitty for a second because the black of space, the darkness of space looked kind of grayish, and the planet and the stars off in the distance looked blue. They looked blue and it didn't look really good. But then it kind of went away and I was like, okay, whew, that was close. There was one character, I swear that he was CGI in. He was CGI'd in. I don't know why. I think I know who they're trying to CGI in, and that is like the actor from the Underworld movies. Like, I forgot what his name is. I'll have a picture of him, he's right here. It looks exactly like him. Exactly like him, and I think they couldn't get him for whatever reason. I don't believe he's dead, but I could be wrong. I could be possibly wrong. But why is he CGI'd in? I'm pretty sure they could have gotten anybody else to play his role, unless he is that critical to the storyline. It looked good. It looked good, but it looked you could tell it was complete CGI, and it didn't work for me because it kind of took me out of the element of the movie. Other than that, the CGI was actually pretty good, and there was this one little scene at the end of the movie where it was like, holy shit, that is amazing, just downright amazing CGI right there. And I understand that probably were like a big part of the budget probably went in to the movie. It didn't go to the other guy, but I'm just saying. Overall, guys, and I was gonna bring up this movie, and I'm gonna bring up Force Awakens. If I was to compare this movie to Force Awakens, even though this is a side story and I'm not directly connecting them, I have to say, I think I rated The Force Awakens an 8 when I first saw it. I think I would have to give that movie a 7. I would have to bring it down and raise this movie up to an 8. And that is my rating for this movie. This movie is an 8 because it is pretty good. It is pretty good, even though I knew what was gonna happen and I wasn't that emotionally invested to it. Technically, this movie, on a technical point of view and everything else that it has going for it, the story, it is good. Everything about it is good, and that's why it deserves to be higher than the last movie, because the last movie was ish. This one was a little bit better, just a little bit more better than Force Awakens. Even though The Force Awakens has Jedis and everything. You have to know, yes, this is a side story, and you know, there's probably going to be some things in this movie that you probably won't like right out of the gate, and it's understandable. There are many things to hate about this movie. One of them being it's a cash cow and there really is no need for it. But if you're a Star Wars fan, you will like this movie. if you're just a general fan or have a general interest in Star Wars because you've watched all of them or whatever, then you probably might walk away from this movie going, you know what, it was good, but it didn't really need to happen, which is where I'm at. And there will be some people that just overall just hate it for whatever reason. But is it bad? No, it's pretty good. And so do I recommend you guys go watching it? Yes, I do, because you know what? It is a good movie. There is really nothing bad about it other than some really spotty stuff going on in some points, and some of the characters, you know, they're flushed out, but I think they're not that relatable and you're not that attached to them right away. And when your brain finally does decide to switch on, you'll understand why I wasn't emotionally invested into their characters. So that's the end of this movie, guys. That's the end of this review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, by all means hit that like button, as well as subscribe to the YouTube channel where we make more videos just like this. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.